Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and go over what I did for April, which compared to everybody else was not much, but it was just my little bit of effort. I'll go over these books in another video since I'm new at my channel, and I'm gonna start off with this one. This is just this cute little book that I got from DAISO, if you guys know what the store is. And it basically has these like pretty thick cardstocky pages, and this one is fairy tales, so it's got like I was gonna do this one for May because it's mermaids, but it's got like all these cute little fairy tales. I absolutely love it. I think it's adorable, and this is what I did for April here. I liked it because I thought it was like all springy. Yeah, and basically I did alcohol marker for everything. I based it all in alcohol marker. This paper is pretty thick, so it absorbs a lot of marker, and I'm still learning to use alcohol markers. Really, I'm learning everything, but so I did alcohol marker, and then I kind of detailed it with acrylic marker and a white gel pen. So this is my little Snow White, or yeah, that's right, Snow White. Not inspired by the recent Snow White. This was inspired by the OG Snow White. So yeah, this is the first thing that I'm showing you guys. And then the second thing, I have a little video of it up on my page. It was like the first thing I ever uploaded. But it was a little jacked up. But essentially, let me see if I can put the light on it, if you guys can see these things better. No, it looks better without the light. Let's be honest. Okay. That's chocolate. Oh my god. Anyways, so this is just some little like gel pen work that I did because I had bought a classic set of Jelly Roll gel pens. They have pretty much primary colors in there. I don't know, I just thought it was the best set to buy, but I did go back and buy a metallic set because it, you know, whatever. But this is just like the basic primary colors, and I did just the Jelly Roll pen, and then I also used some metallic markers that I have from Hobby Lobby, and I have a video up of me talking my ass off while I colored this. So that's this. It was really fun, but you know, I'm learning, so I think I'll do it way better next time. So that's number 2. Now this is one that consumed 99,000% of my time this month, and I see a lot of people did this same double page spread. Now what can I say as far as this goes? So I did not finish, but the vision is alive. Unfortunately, like I said, I did not finish. Let me see. There we go. All right. So I used Artex acrylic for the background here. I really like the way it came out. It did take me 2 or 3 coats, which I had never gone so heavy with the Artex before, but I really liked the background, and I think that once I have it all finished, it's gonna really have everything pop. And then I did Prismacolor for, you know, obviously the leaves and the stems and the birds. Now this is kind of what was challenging to me on this. I really like the way my birds came out here. I don't know if you can see, but just to kind of show you, I really like the way that the mix of colors came out. I used the same color on all the birds. I just did different variations. And like I said, I was really happy, but I needed to go back over the lines and make them more pronounced. So here I did it with a color black colored pencil, but I feel like it wasn't pronounced enough. I did the same thing here and it still felt like it wasn't pronounced enough. So then that's why I went and bought the classic set of jelly rolls, which had a black in it, and I bought a black Sakura, which is what I did this for, which is why it's so bold. And yeah, because even acrylic markers were, I was doing it with acrylic markers at first over here, but the lines were, I have acrylic paint little paint pen, it's very, very fine, but I wasn't even getting very sharp lines with it, and I don't have a steady hand as it is, so I need something that's gonna help me. So I wasn't happy with that. And then with the classic jelly roll, I took the hot pink or whatever and I went ahead and did this, which looks kind of cool. But I still think I need some black in here, like on the lines maybe, just to pronounce it a bit more. So I've still got this guy and really realistically this guy, and I need to outline them. I need to do the detail work. And then I have a plan for these, which I consider them ponies. These ponies, I'm gonna make them creamy yellow, like a nice creamy yellow gradient. I have a really good Prismacolor little, what do they call that, combo for these. And then I have a combo for my little duckies. Ugh, excuse me, my little chicken. And also for my little bunnies, I'm gonna do the little bunnies brown. And then I'm gonna do these kind of like it's gonna be a French grape combination with 10, 20, and 30% here. And then I was gonna make the little bows match some tones here in the birds. Same thing here. I'm gonna make other little accessories are gonna match these tones. And then these. And then obviously I need to do the detailing work. I feel like detailing is the most important and I'm getting there, but I'm not comfortable with it yet, which is why I left this alone. Because if I keep going at the skill level that I'm at right now, I feel like I'm gonna mess up all the hard work that I did, and I'm really proud of how these turned out, these birdie guys. I honestly pictured myself doing all of them the same, but this is the first one I did, and I was like, ooh, that's nice. But then I was like, okay, but I want this tail to be this color and this tail to be this color. So I just decided that you know, I was gonna use the same color but like vary the way that they you know, how do you say, the way that they have the gradient, the way that they fade out, where they start and where they end. Like this one I started with my warmer pinks, this one I started with these kind of green and teal colors, ended with the blue here. This one I started with my light purples and pink. This one I started with kind of like these brighter blues, which I have the combinations and I'll pop them up here on the screen as well. And then this went into the pinks, and then this one, you know, anyways. So I just kind of wanted to start them kind of, you know, I don't know how to say it, but I'm pretty proud of this. I really like it so far, and I don't feel bad that I stepped away from it, because I know that when I come back to this, I'm gonna do a much better job than I would currently as far as like actually finishing it up and getting all the details on the page. So this is just a piece of tracing paper that I'm keeping right here, because I was really trying with all my freaking heart to not muddy up these flowers before I colored them, because I know if I colored the flowers first and then I colored this, my flowers would get messed up and then I'd be screwed. So I'm really working on learning how to control like where the Prisma dust runoff or whatever goes. I'm really working on trying to not muddy up other aspects of the page while I'm doing something that's very colorful with Prismas. And if you guys have any advice on that, I know masking fluid is one of things, but to be honest, I'm very intimidated by masking fluid. So yeah, so that's that. And then the next thing that I have completed is in this little book here. I think I got this from Five Below. just one comment on these type of books. I've been seeing these everywhere that they have this little like printing on the back. And one thing that's frustrating me is I feel like they have a lot of the same things in several different books, and I was impressed by them at first because they were one-paged, which I like. And I was impressed by them at first, but now I'm just annoyed by most of them. They sell these at Ollie's if you guys have Ollie's around, and I went to Ollie's and saw their books and was like, oh my god, look at all these books for $4, and then I realized that they suck. So I'm trying to find more like artist books, which has been hard. I watch all the videos and all the flip throughs, but I have never taken note of the flip throughs. So now I'm working on actually taking note of what you're flipping through, because it's hard, like in the store or on Amazon. So for April, I did this little guy, this little ladybug, this little guy, so cute. I did him, and I did everything pretty much with alcohol markers, and then I just added details with Artex acrylics and white gel pens. I did want to continue details on the leaves and then on the background, because the background I wanted it to look like a wood fence. That's kind of what I was going for, because I don't know what it is, but I thought it was a fence. Looked like a fence to me. So that's kind of where I was going. But again, it's one of those things where like I'm learning about the details right now, and I feel like I'm very heavy-handed on this white gel pen. I'm very heavy-handed on adding extra. Look, I didn't finish this flower. I'm on lame now. I'm very heavy-handed on adding extra little things, and I know that you can be heavy-handed, but you need to know exactly like how to place things and where to place things. So for that reason, you know, I just kind of left this where it was, and you know, I'm happy with it. It's cute. It's just a little deal that I just threw together. You know, it wasn't one of my main focuses. Okay, well, that's that. Next, I think what everybody else ended up doing again, with the most popular books like my Lulu Mayo, and obviously this is Johanna Vasford. This is the book that broke my new, I guess, adult coloring virginity cherry thing. I'm just a millennial. We used to say that a lot. But this is a book that basically got me into. I went to Walmart one day. I saw this book. I had no money, personally. But I begged my husband. I was like, please buy me this. He's like, it's $15. I was like, please buy me this book. It's so amazing. I'm going to color in it every day. But at that point, I didn't even have... I had no pencils. I had no markers. I had nothing. So this is kind of what started my current addiction, unfortunately. But... yeah, this is what kind of broke me into it. Like I said, I've always been into adult coloring, but mostly like faith-based coloring, and it's been years since I have colored. So I will open this up and we will look at my version of this guy. So everybody has done this guy here, and I love these bunny rabbits. For one, I think they're so beautiful. I just love them so much. I took Artex acrylic markers and I did this, and as I was planning out, and I did this background here as well, and as I was planning out the rest, I really want to give like a wood effect to this, like an ornate kind of carved wood, which I think once I'm a bit more skilled, you know, if I do come back, if the procrastination gods allow me, I'll come back and I'll like add some type of shadowing and highlight to this here to make it look like ornate wood, and then I wanted this to look like metal, which luckily you guys can see is metallic. I did the bunnies with Prismacolors. I moved forward. I planned on bunnies just Prismacolor, but it looked weird against the Artex acrylic background, and I also did the butterfly in Prismacolor. And I had these Prismacolors. I made them to match the Artex colors that I had already picked and started using. And then I added these gold details to just kind of tie everything in together. I made the little eye of the bunny gold as well. Actually, technically this is a copper or a bronze color, but I think it's very golden. It's like an antique gold. I outlined that butterfly so that it would also kind of line in. I tried to add some shadow work around here, but unfortunately the art texts are kind of hard to color on top of. I feel like you scratch off the color when you're using colored pencils. So again, in the future when I'm better at detailing, if I ever come back or if I do something like this again, I would try and add with another art text color or with another acrylic marker or something that is a marker, some shadow here, just to kind of raise up, you know, the metallic detail a little bit better. Same thing with on top of the metallic detail. I wanted to add some line work and some things, which probably could do it with gel pen, but my hand is not steady, so it's hard for me because I'll screw it up. But I'll just bring it close so you guys can see. These are my little guys. I love this page, and even now that I'm looking at it on the camera, it turned out way better than I actually thought. So actually I'm very impressed with myself here. This I came back and forth to this page for like a week or two. So between this and the Lulu Mayo, I was spending most of my time on these two for the month of April. So I was just trying to really focus on them and get a lot. I did a whole bunch of saturation, like I really burnished this part of the leaves and these little guys, because I had them originally kind of like a light fill with the Prismacolors, but then I realized it looked so weird up against this. But I like the bunnies having that colored pencil look, you know? I like that the bunnies have the colored pencil look, and that everything else is that kind of elevated, very saturated, you know, ornate, metallic look. So I don't know how to describe the effect that I feel like it gives off, but it feels like the metallic is elevated and the bunnies are set in, and I wanted the bunnies to kind of go in with this, which is why this is also very like flat, and I didn't carry the metallic out to here. So again, I went over this with a couple coats of the Artex, but I really like the way that this turned out. I have to take pictures of this and share it on my Instagram, which I'm now trying to be very active on Instagram. So I'm trying to make some friends. But I have seen some amazing pictures. I don't know who it was, but there was one girl who did like a purple and a green. Amazing. Which I know that when you look at this, if you're a true artist, like you can do so many beautiful things with this illustration. I feel the same way about this one on the back side, but it was just a little too busy for me to I really love symmetry. I've all my life I've loved symmetry. The Tism loves it, so I just love symmetry, which probably will show itself as I move further along in my coloring journey. So that's that. And then the last thing I colored in this month was just this little guy. This is in this book by Ink and Willow Publishers. It's called Peace Be Still. I think I bought it at Hobby Lobby. Like I said, I'm a Christian. I'm unabashedly, I'm unashamed. I'm not a perfect person. You'll probably hear me cuss a lot on here. That's not, you know, I'm not saying that's great behavior for a Christian, but I believe in Jesus and I love him. So he loves me, even though I'm not great most of the time. So this is inside of this book, and just a little quote, which is like, you always think of April showers bring May flowers, right? So I was trying to go for some April showers stuff here, and it says, the more storms you face in life, the stronger you'll be. That's true. Personally, I've told God I'm strong enough, please stop with the rain. And I like it because like out here on the outside it's raining, and then on the inside it's supposed to be sunny. I did this all with alcohol markers. I was really just playing around here. I have some watercolor markers that I also got from Hobby Lobby. They're the Hobby Lobby brand, and I've never used the watercolor pencils. I've never used them before, so I just went ahead and just used them here. And it did buckle the page a little bit, but I don't mind, because this book isn't very like sentimental to me. It's just something that's encouraging. And something I like about these books is that, now I can't see it, but here on the back it like expounds on whatever the quote is here. So it says, "Don't give up when dark times come. The more storms you face in life, the stronger you'll be. Hold on, your greater is coming." And it's from Jeremy Kent, author and broadcast journalist, whatever. And the illustration is by Anne Margaret Hovspian. So yeah, so that's that. I'll probably do more stuff in here because I feel like it's very important to be encouraging. Fun fact, this was the gray I was using, which these are like some alcohol markers I think I found at Ross. This is the gray I was using. It dried up, it ran out, I had to throw it back over here. So that wasn't intentional. So I went ahead and threw that same gray here. That was not intentional. It sucked. So there's that. Finished that book. And then the next things I'm gonna share is just gonna be some sketchy things that I was working on. So let me see. I think, which one did I put first? This is a little sketchbook where I'm kind of keeping track of everything I did right now. I might change it. So I have the number 1, the Snow White, the number 2, my small victories, number 3 is my small page 2-page spread in A Million Baby Animals by Lulu Mayo. And then over here we have 4 is my ladybug, my rabbit twins in Magical Worlds. 6, okay, and then 7 is this one. So with my acrylic, which we'll get to this one later, we'll cover that up. With my acrylic markers, I'm working on like my own stuff, which I suck at drawing. I feel like I'm better at painting than I am drawing. So I'm gonna just bloop, 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 kind of. So I'm not finished with this, but I figured I might as well throw it in. This is supposed to be like the night sky. There's gonna be a moon right here and the little sparkly little stars, and then these are supposed to be like blue cherry blossoms. I'll put the inspo up here. I got off Pinterest. I'll put an image of it. And yeah, I stopped here because I don't know if it's my markers, they suck or what, but I need to figure out how to get the top of the flower, like the light part, the kind of detail looking like good, because I stopped because it wasn't. So you can see I tried a million different things and none of them were working. So I need to come back to this and or start over, but I figured I might as well throw it in there because it counts towards progress. So that's the last thing. And then number 7 of what I did this month is this guy. I wanted to, I started this on around Easter, a few days before Easter, or no, Palm Sunday. I started this around Palm Sunday, and I'm calling it Hosanna, obviously, right? This is supposed to be Jerusalem up here, and these are some crosses that I put, and I want to make those better. I'm not good at perspective and everything. I'm not good at drawing. I really suck. But basically the plan was or is to like have Jesus on the donkey going up to the temple, and then the people like here lining the sides laying the palms down for him. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful thing. The humility of Christ, and you know what he did for us on the other side of this, you know, day. When you think about it, it's impactful. Whether you believe that he was God, whether you believe in salvation or whatever, you know, it's historically proven that Jesus was real. He lived, and that he was crucified. So just based on those things, you know, even if you want to resolve to the thought that he was like just some delusional, you know, crazy person, whatever it was, the death that he suffered was terrible. It was like the worst way a human being could die. And this is him basically on the Sunday before the Friday he was killed, on his way into his last 5 days before the crucifixion. So I wanted to do this to honor him, just have time to kind of meditate on what God did and really think about it, you know, just by doodling, because my mind wanders a lot and I always have to be doing something. So hopefully I'll finish this one day. This is just washi tape I have around here, so hopefully it does come off with a clean border one day. But like I said, again, I don't feel confident in myself to do the people on the side here because I just suck at perspective. I just suck at it. So I don't know how to make the people like standing. I don't know how to do this part. Like I feel like landscapes are pretty easy for me, or not easy, but like attainable, but like actual, like this was a miracle that I drew this. Like a literal miracle. And it still looks kind of funny. But it was a miracle that I drew this. So I stopped here because I don't trust myself to go forward, and I'd rather not mess up the stuff that I did. So I did this also with Artist acrylic markers. I need to buy more of them for sure. But that is what I did for April. So I will make a video of what I'm doing for May. I'm trying not to start on anything yet until I make this video, which today is May 4th, so I'm pretty late on the April. I'm gonna be late all the time. I've just resolved to accept that that's me. I'm not a type A. I'm just me. I'm just Ashley, and I'm who I am. And the older I get, the later I am on things, which is cool because anxiety used to really drive me towards deadlines, and now I'm letting go of deadlines and like slowing down and following my own whatever progress. I don't know. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you are watching this, probably nobody's gonna watch this. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, you guys, and yeah, see you later. Peace.